Welcome to your source for research news, information, and commentary. This is Your Research Business. Daily Report will be sponsored today and this week by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. NBC Universal put substantial time, weight, and effort behind an effort during the Winter Olympics to see for itself whether social media could really impact TV viewing. And needless to say, we at RBDR may have beaten that story to death. However, there was another important piece of research that NBC Universal got involved with during the Sochi Olympics, and it was to better understand how all consumers watch the games. NBC and all its affiliated channels participated in pilots provided by Nielsen, which is focused this year on expanding its advertising as well as cross-platform measurement capabilities. NBC applied Nielsen online campaign ratings mobile measurement and also its proprietary software development kit in order to determine consumer exposure to 5 specific national advertising campaigns. It encompassed unduplicated incremental reach, frequency, and gross rating point measures both by age and gender, and results are due out shortly. Next, we've had no shortage of commentaries and analyses this year about engagement. It's one of the really hot topics in the business, and today Brandkey's president Robert Pasachoff, who's known as a not only well-versed, opinionated, but fervent executive on the subject of brand engagement, shares his unique perspectives with me and with you. Here are some excerpts from our recent conversation. So, Robert, your attitude about engagement is that, I guess in my words, there's a macro element that everybody is paying attention to, but not the micro element, which is getting the brand directly involved in the engagement process.
Right. I think that brands do what they do because they expect to make sales or money. They don't do it just to be seen. Today, the brands that are out there that can afford the big TV shows and things like that, people already know them. The difficulty is getting people to buy, getting people to behave well toward them. Most of the concentration regarding engagement deals with engaging with methods of engagement. A TV show is a method of engagement, and they go, well, everyone watches this TV show, so they must be highly engaged, and there you go, and the brand gets what it gets. Brand always got what it got. I mean, they always had a guarantee of an audience. They always knew who the demographics were. These days, it's even easier with digital. So it's reminiscent of counting the number of people that showed up at an event. You said, wow, was this really successful? And Brand X sponsored it, so we did really great.
And calling that engagement.
Right, and calling that engagement. Okay. And that's not brand engagement.
So why is there so much emphasis on the bigger picture rather than nailing it down with each particular brand? Is it because it's really hard?
Yeah, it really is hard to do it for brands. I mean, we always say if anyone could do it, they would, and what they do is the most easy metric available to them. Someone wrote me and said, oh, you were very cruel about some advertising that Volkswagen had done. Weren't you aware that it was the most shared commercial in the history of Super Bowl commercials? And I wrote back politely and I said, first, the history of sharing in Super Bowl commercials is not that big, but let's let it go. I said, that's terrific, people shared it. Their share is down 25%. The cars are not blowing up, the cars are available, the cars are priced, just right. So if your advertising is not engaging people with the brand, where they'll behave positively toward you, then I don't really care how much fun. What you did was you spent a ton of money entertaining people. And if sharing were, I don't mean to pick on sharing, but if sharing commercials was a sign of anything having to do with brand engagement, then every commercial would have a kitten walking on a keyboard.
Okay, and so it's even that much tougher to measure engagement for a medium or smaller brand rather than a Ford, a Coca-Cola, and that sort of thing.
Well, it can be done. I mean, the objective is that anything you do for a brand needs to boost how people see the brand in comparison to their ideal in the category. I mean, that's another thing that you see is people trade away category specificity for cross-category softness. I mean, people don't buy a computer the same way that they buy a cola, and yet let's count the same things. Nothing wrong with looking at engagement with method, but there's one objective if you're in business, and this isn't a hobby, and that is brand engagement.
Do you have specific metrics that you use over and over again for measurement of engagement, or are those variable?
Well, it varies category to category, but the approach regarding the measurement of the ideal and being able to understand exactly what people think as opposed to what they say they think, it's a sophisticated piece of equipment that we put out there and use to measure. But our correlations with profitability, with sales, with positive behavior are usually something above a 0.70.
Is the process that you use, is it expensive?
No, I think that it's actually pretty cost effective. Things get bigger when people turn around and go, oh my God, I want to look at 75,000 different segments. I mean, going out and fielding research, whether it's phone, intercept, online,
right.
I mean, those costs are pretty well set.
And what does it replace? What does it cannibalize? What that's already being used by media people?
Well, I think that what it is substituting for are soft measures regarding viewership, awareness, satisfaction. I mean, those things are all nice to have, but these days what brands need are profitability.
If you'd like to follow up with Robert or express your opinions to him, his email is robertp@brandkeys.com. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored today and all this week by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. We hope you have a great research day. Work hard at doing that, and be back with us here tomorrow.